What's up, guys? It's your boy Shortstack P, and I think we are back, baby. Yeah, I think we're back. The A team, that is. So, if you're not familiar with the situation that's been going on, Elon Musk called out Donald Trump, said he's on the Epstein files. That's why they haven't been released yet. That's what he said. It was on Twitter, X. And we're not hating on Elon Musk. If you watch my previous videos or you're familiar with the channel, I full-heartedly agree that I believe Elon is a very good reason why Donald J. Trump was able to win the election. Elon Musk bought Twitter, freed up the platform. Because if you remember, just a short period time ago, we weren't able to speak our own thoughts. If you spoke your thoughts, you were subject to cancellation, hate, threats, maybe getting fired, subject to really a lot of things if you spoke out. Like if you had let's say you had a reputable job, it was a good job, you provided for a family, you were a good man, good woman, whatever the case may be, and you voiced your opinion about what was going on in the 2020 times. You know what I'm talking about. And then a little bit further into the administration, like 2023's, when all the men that thought they were women, if you spoke out against that and you had a good job, you get fired. They'd find out where you live. They would cancel you. Whatever the hell that means, getting canceled. Whenever you're just a hardworking guy named Steve, or whatever the hell your name is. And they wanted to come after you if you spoke out on your opinions. When, correct me if I'm mistaken, our very first amendment is protecting our free speech. But if you spoke out, you would get in trouble during those times. So Elon Musk bought Twitter. And if you remember correctly, he got a lot of backlash from the left saying, there's so many other things that you could have helped out with the money. It was in the billions. That's how much he bought it for. You could have helped out world hunger. You could have solved world hunger. So it's just up to one man to solve world hunger with his money, the richest man in the world. I get that's the easy out. But he's an American. Immigrant. He's a citizen though. And he wants to protect his home front, his homeland, where he calls home. That's America to him. So he bought Twitter and freed it up. All those accounts that were banned, all those people that got canceled, everything that was bad about free speech. It wasn't that long ago. Do y'all remember it? Everything that was bad about free speech suddenly was good again. And it's almost like it was like that it was bad good again. when the reality of it is there was nothing bad about it to begin with. There was just a bunch of lunatics controlling all the free speech platforms that didn't want you saying XYZ or LGBT, for instance. And I got nothing against that community at all. But that is what broke the camel's back, if you will, whenever you're cramming something down a free speech environment American throat. We're all entitled to our own opinion, and we all have our own voice for a reason. So whenever he bought that platform, X, now, everybody got to start talking again, start communicating more. And as it turns out, if you go back to the most recent election, the vast majority of us voted one way. The way of no nonsense, common sense, no more bullshit over ideology. There is no government without we the people, us the people. Do you understand that? That they do not have a job without us. We have to believe in what an administration is doing for there to be a government. If we do not believe in what the administration is doing, well, that's where there's issues. But those issues that the vast majority, clearly from the last election, shows were being censored on those platforms, those social media platforms. So Elon buys Twitter. Now it's known as X. Free speech, you name it. Now I'm not one for bullying or what may you have it, but I'm also not one for being a pussy. If you're being a dumbass on the internet and someone calls you out, you fucking deserved it. But that's a good thing about what Elon Musk did. He brought it back. We could talk shit to one another. And if you get your feelings hurt, go tell your mom or your dad. Or your mom and dad. If he is the same person. He freed that up for us. We could talk again. So you fast forward a little bit to the presidential campaign. And Donald Trump is able to resonate with his people in the United States of America through social media platforms. And it was clear and evident that we needed a change. We wanted a change. The open border policy was complete and utter bullshit. Why do you think we're having that Los Angeles issue right now? The New York issue right now? And why is it always the same three fucking places? Chicago, New York, California. Well, I think I got an idea. It's because the leaders of those areas don't give a fuck about the community, their district. They would rather it all burn to the ground for a political gain. But you go back to the communication aspect of things. Because that's where a lot of issues start, you know what I mean? The whole he said, she said. It's because one side has one story, the other side has another story, and there's no communication in between to try to find a good resolve. The lack of communication. That's where relationship struggles, that's where wars can start, whether they're civil, domestic, foreign. Communication issues, leadership issues. Are you following me? The platform X was bought and acquired by Elon Musk. He freed up the communication pathways for us Americans to talk to one another again, free and explicitly, however the hell we wanted to. And that showed in the polls. And I am a firm believer that Elon Musk is a big proponent of why Donald Trump won. Now, all the Epstein files things that Elon said, that's why they won't release them. You know, there was a bunch of skepticism around it. Was it a ploy? Was it a bigger hoax? You know, I had a take on it, and it was just one way of thinking. Possibly it could be that, what I said. Was it self-vested by Elon to make some money? Was it party vested because he's always been a Democrat or more Democratic? And today I think we got a little bit of an answer. And guys, I think the A-team is back. I think we might be back, guys. Might be a stretch. Might not be. I don't think it is. I'm hoping it's not. I hope you hope it's not. But I think we're back, baby. Elon issued a X post. We're not going to call it Twitter anymore. We're of the days of new. X. Elon posted on X, issued a apology. I think he got something like 40 million views. Some million reposts. Saying that he regrets things he says or has said about Donald Trump. And guys, read between the lines, if you will. But there is a known theory about alpha men. You put them in a room long enough, they're gonna disagree on some things. It's gonna happen. This is Elon's first time around in politics. He's been a very, very, very successful business owner, manager, runner, whatever you want to call him. He's done it and has been successful at it. I guarantee you, I can promise you, there's never been a job this stressful to him. When all his task was, overdosed, was to cut and eliminate the waste in the government. And there's a bill that he disagreed with. We don't know the full terms and effects of why he disagreed with it, what he was so hot about. But he was hot about something. Him and Donald Trump had a disagreement about something. You know that crazy ex? You remember Angelica? Was that her name? I think that was her name, right? Probably. Brittany, maybe. You know, you were paying too much attention to another girl at the bar. And then she went home mad and posted on Facebook and said, Jared's a piece of shit. But then the next day you see Jared and Brittany are perfectly fine. Back out on the lake fishing. Taking selfies together. I think Elon Musk got in his feels and posted some dumb shit. I think he's Brittany in this equation. And Donald Trump is Jared. I think it was a shitty post, a emotional post, by a guy that has never been in politics. Hear me out, guys. That's a stressful job. Imagine being right next to the president and you're tasked with a very hard job. I couldn't do it. I'd cripple under the pressure. I'd go back home. I'd say, Florida, I'm coming back home, baby. Get that Southwest airline ticket ready. I gotta come home. Washington is too much for Shortstack. Shortstack's gotta come home. And I'd call Trump and say, Trump, you're an asshole. Why'd you do this to me? I'm mad. And then I'd get home and I'd think about what I said. And I'd be like, damn, I shouldn't have said that. A lot of people saw that. I overreacted. Trump, will you take me back? I think that's what we just saw right there. I think the A-team is back in game. And I love it when a plan comes together. Oh, I was waiting on the whole video to say that. So corny. What do y'all think? I think that I think the Epstein thing was a little bit too far stretched. He knew it. But it's the same thing that Brittany says every time she's fucking mad at you, whenever you're staring at Rachel for too long. Rachel's got a great body, but don't stare for too long. Rachel will get you in trouble with Brittany. So yeah, I think they did have a disagreement. And I think that he was probably rage posting a little bit, was mad. Trump's a sharpshooter. He's going to tell you what he thinks. He's going to tell you what he feels. And at the end of the day, he is the president. You're the richest man in the world. He's the president. You listen to him. And Trump, in respect, out of your accomplishments and what you bring to the table and your support of him, and you freeing up the American platforms of communication for the average regular person, that's gonna get his respect. That is why he cares about you, Musk. Because you're a patriot. I think you had a bad moment, and we're not here to trash you. We love you on this channel, Musk. But I think the A-team's back, guys. I think in the near future, give him another golden key. He's done more than enough. I think he has. I've damn well said some things I'm not proud of. I'm not the perfect person. You just know me through this camera right here. We all try to be what we need to be for our friends and family. Our family foremost, our friends and community second and third. You take care of one of each other, but you don't always make the right decisions. That's what I'm trying to say here. So do I think there's possible reconciliation out of all of this? Yes, I do. I think there is. I think we're seeing it. All it takes, and this is a life lesson for anybody to learn. You know, I know a lot of you don't know me from Adam, but before this, I'm a truck driver. You know, I pull up to a stop in the city, and I'd be blocking somebody's way. I would stop right there because that's where I needed to get out to make my delivery. I delivered it with my hands. Bring it inside to the customer. Wherever they needed it, I'd put it. And I would have to park wherever I needed to park that semi. That's 73 foot of chrome and steel. You can't just park in valet. But then you can't also just park around the corner because, you know, there's traffic there. That's a stoplight. You got to park a couple blocks away. Possibly, you know, be blocking somebody in. And as soon as I pull those air brakes, somebody would get out and be like, hey, I gotta move. I gotta move. You gotta move. I'm trying to leave. You're in my way. But not once did that person ask me, hey sir, if you don't mind real quick, could you move your truck? I'm trying to leave. You're in my way. If you don't mind just moving your truck. It's a communication thing. And that's what Elon did for us. He freed up the communication platform. We can talk with one another. It doesn't have to be aggressive. So many times while I'm back behind that glass of that 18-wheeler, the communication is limited because I'm driving a semi-truck and you're in a little car. I'm trying to do a job, you're trying to get to your job. You see how I could piss you off without you even knowing me? But then if you get out and you have an issue with anything that I'm doing or going on, or if I'm parked in front of you, or all you have to do is, hey, Shortstack, do you mind moving real quick? I gotta leave. I'd say no problem. That's all you have. That never happened, by the way. Shout out to the truckers. Pay them some respect. Keeping this world going around. But yeah, I think we're back, and let's give Elon another chance, guys. I think he deserves it. He's earned it. He's a patriot. He's a true patriot. He cares about America, guys. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Like, subscribe, really means a lot. Love you guys. Peace.